Sleepy Sheepy here with another Elden Ring PvP tech tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at the Quickstep Backstab. This is a new tech that came out after the 1.06 patch, and I had a little bit of trouble finding a video that really broke down all the different inputs, and it took me a little while to figure out how to perform this, so I just wanted to make this video to go over the different steps and address some of the pros and cons of using this tech. First, we're going to look at the different inputs necessary to perform a Quickstep Backstab. This is going to be broken into 4 different parts, the first being unlocking from your opponent, then performing the Quickstep, then relocking onto your opponent, then performing the Backstab. And in just a moment on screen, you're going to see the different inputs aligned with the timing necessary to perform a Quickstep Backstab. What's essentially happening here is that you're unlocking right before your Quickstep, which enables you to move around their body, and then you're relocking on to enable yourself to turn your body to face their back and backstab them. Ensure that at the beginning, when you're aiming your joystick at your opponent, to angle it slightly to the left or to the right. This way you'll maneuver around their body before the backstab rather than running into their body. It's also important to wait for your opponent to start attacking. This will lock their character model into a single direction rather than having them turn with you if they're locked onto you. A common issue that can come up when performing a Quickstep Backstab is that you'll have too many opponents on screen, so when you try to lock back on and perform the Backstab, you'll actually lock onto a different opponent and it'll change the angle in which you turn. So it can be useful to have only a single opponent on screen when trying to relock on after the Quickstep. You should also be aware that not every opponent is going to be a great candidate to perform a Quickstep Backstab against. Players that use something like dual straight swords or something with very quick attack speeds are going to be a lot harder to backstab, but if they have something like a colossal weapon or they're performing a lot of jumping heavies, you'll be much more likely to Quickstep Backstab them. This really comes down to their recovery time after their initial attack. If they have a long recovery time, it's much easier to backstab them. I recommend practicing this on NPCs for a while and then eventually integrating it into duels and then finally invasions. I also wanted to mention that you really should try to avoid spamming this attack. Your opponent will probably catch on pretty quickly, and it's also something that can be a little obnoxious if you use it too much. You can practice this wherever you want, but I found the Altus Junction area to be pretty good. I just used an unleveled dagger as well as the Assassin Cerulean Dagger Talisman, which restores FP on crits. Hopefully this covered everything you needed to know about the Quickstep Backstab, but if you do have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching and supporting my content. If you're curious about the build that I used throughout this video, this is going to be getting its own video in the near future, so stay tuned for that.